Hello, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a game called Angels with Scaly Wings. This is a slice of life visual novel dating sim thingy with intelligent dragons, and there might be something shady going on here. Not sure yet. Last time we arrived into this alien dimension inhabited by dragons, and my human friend ReettaJ was the one who hinted at something weird going on. I was reading a particularly exciting scene in which the hero, Sheridan, uses one of the magical artifacts shaped like a pair of human hands holding a scepter with a globe at the top to prevent herself from being crushed and ground into a bloody pulp by an ancient human temple's moving walls, when I suddenly heard the doorbell ring. This is a very long sentence. Let's see. Alright. And the recording works. I actually had to start this a couple of times before this OBS decided to start working, but now everything looks good.
Hello there. Would you sign here?
I'm not signing away my rights with this, am I?
I got a letter for you that requires signature confirmation.
I see. Looking over the clipboard the small dragon was holding up to me, I saw that the sender of the letter in question was ReettaJ. There you go.
I'm Lauren, by the way. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
What's this about?
I'm just making small talk.
Wait a minute. I recognize you. You tried to do the same thing with ReettaJ. Maybe I should report you to your superiors for your inappropriate behavior towards your clients.
Oh, but it's important. Please just let me talk to ReettaJ for a few minutes.
You know how it is. If you want an interview with one of the humans, you'll have to get permission from the proper authorities.
Oh, help me out here, ReettaJ. As an ambassador, you care about the accurate portrayal of humans in the media, don't you?
No, not really.
Then you should talk to me. Otherwise, someone else will fill in the blanks, and who knows what they will come up with.
Are you the one filling in the blanks, my dear?
Let me show you something.
The small dragon opened his bag, rummaging through the number of letters and small packages.
I think I lost it. Anyway, I wanted to show some pictures of what people think humans look like. On some of them, they have like 4 heads and nothing like you. It's crazy.
What are you, Laura? A reporter?
No, I'm just...
Do you want me to remove him, ReettaJ?
Is what he's saying true?
Yeah, I guess.
I see. That sounds pretty interesting, though. Alright. You can leave your number here and maybe I'll call you later. But that's all I can promise.
Thank you! Thank you so much!
He quickly produced a small sheet of paper and scribbled his number on it. Afterwards, he sheepishly presented it with both hands.
Aw.
Alright, you got what you wanted. Now, off you go now.
Whoosh!
Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
I guess that should be all. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Right. Bye then. With all the commotion, I almost forgot that I was also still holding ReettaJ's letter. With a plain envelope was a similarly plain sheet of paper with his handwriting. When I started reading, however, I saw that his wording was so full of pleasantries I knew he hated that I assumed every word of it was faked as to conceal its true intent. He did mention I'd know what to do, but I was unsure of how I was supposed to decode the letter's secret message. I didn't remember ever having a conversation about this topic with him, yet he still relied on me to remember what it was that I was missing. Or he thought I would just be able to figure it out on my own. This is what it said. Hello, my dear friend. I hope this letter received you swiftly and in good condition. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch up earlier, so I wanted to write you this letter. Have you been... What? How have you been these last few years? What have you been doing? How's the family? I feel like there is so much we should talk about since we have not seen each other much recently. At least we have a chance to do so in this form. Quite an exciting venture we are on now, right? How have you liked it here so far? Made any dragon friends yet? Haha. Anyways, I will be looking forward to your reply soon. Best regards, Reza. Hello, I unfortunately... No, that's not it. Various things came to my mind. Only reading certain words or letters was one that I thought of immediately, but I couldn't make out anything after trying to find a system within its array of letters and lines. Maybe I had to look more carefully. I think I know its meaning. Read between the lines, look elsewhere for hints. Read between the lines? Lines, of course. Maybe I was supposed to read between them. I didn't have an implement on me with which I could have been able to read the fine print, though with this handwritten letter I doubted Risa could have done anything of the sort. Oh, okay. Look elsewhere? Or maybe he referred to the fact that we were both given an apartment. Considering the things they provided for us, maybe I just had to find the right objects to decode the message. There were many everyday items here though, and of course I still had no idea what particular I was looking for. Kitchen?
Oh.
The fridge, plenty of stuff. Unlabeled container with some sort of white liquid inside. Here goes nothing. It's salty. You drank the mystery liquid! Oh god, what did I drink? Crack open an egg, look at the meat, no. How about in the pantry? Fruits and veggies, should I look at? I don't know, lemons. What? Lemon juice, oh yeah, it's about the simplest way to... Lemon juice is about the simplest way to write a hidden message using household items. We learned about that in chemistry. In the most boring details, of course. A message written in lemon juice on paper becomes just about invisible to the naked eye when tried, but after heating it gently, oxidations occurs, making the message visible. I've actually done this as a child. It was fun. I was sitting next to him in class when we learned that. He made a joke about using the method to cheat on the next test, and I replied by saying he'd have to bring an iron. Had he really expected me to remember a random chemistry class that happened years ago? But then, I did remember it after all. Meet me at the portal tonight, 10 p.m. was all the message said. I wasted a good amount of time, but I still had some left before I'd have to go out to meet Reza, so I decided to make some lunch. Oh, I'm so smart. Afterwards, I resumed reading my book about the continuing adventures of Sheridan and her exploits in destroying cultural artifacts. Unsurprisingly, it came to a happy end, with the evil organization stopped in its tracks, at least for now. I thought the ending was deliberately left open for ambiguity, but when I turned the page and saw the advertisement for the next entry in this apparently long-running series of books, I realized all of this had just been a ploy to set up the inevitable sequel. Luckily, the disappointment did not last as long as I had to get... Luckily, the disappointment didn't last long, as I had to get going to meet Reza at the portal. There. When I got outside, it didn't seem quite as dark as it was when I arrived yesterday. I might have had difficulties finding my way otherwise, but I could still see the portal in the distance. As I was walking, I wondered if anyone was following me, but the land seemed oddly deserted. Was everyone already asleep? The landscapes are very beautiful, though. Eventually, I arrived at my destination. Reza was already standing idly by the portal, his fidgeting making me making it obvious that he had just waited just for me. I was wondering whether you'd get it at all. Yes, I did. What did you expect? Did he make it easy? What a wonderful night it is. Well, it does look pretty. Yeah, I admit that. Just look up at the stars. You can see them so clearly here, without all the pollution lingering in the air like back home. Almost as if we were looking right in the face of eternity itself. For so long, humanity thought we'd find aliens out there, yet after all these years, we found we were still alone in the universe. Turns out we were just not looking the right place. What are you talking about, mister? What's going on, Reza? Why did you call me here at this time? For one, because we're sending the generator home. Right. Before I was sent here, they told me they would limit the use of the portal as they couldn't afford to keep it open all the time. In order to keep contact with us and to enable us to send things over to them, the portal would be open just for a quarter of an hour each day. Sending something back home wasn't really problematic for us since the high energy expenditure associated with sending bigger objects only affected the sender, not the receiver. However, this also meant that until all business was concluded in regards to our trade with the PDAs and the generators, we were basically stuck here. As for the other, do you know what this place is? You said something about trouble. How much danger are we in, really? More than enough. I'm afraid this whole place will be gone soon, and we better not be here when it happens. What are you talking about? I hope you'd see it too, but then it took me a while to understand, and I had a head start on you. In any case, while he was speaking, my gaze wandered and fixed on some movement nearby. It was hard to make out anything, but I imagined it might just have been wind blowing through the nearby shrubbery, except for the fact that there was no wind. Reza? This might take a while to explain, but we've got a whole night. Reza, look. He turned around to face whatever I was seeing. He squinted hard before he called out. You! How dare you follow me even here? The disturbance came closer until it became clear that it was Maverick, who had hidden nearby to listen in on our conversation. I knew you were up to no good. What were you talking about? What are you planning here? Some kind of attack? Wait a minute, there's no reason for... Don't try to deny it. I heard you both talking about it in the cafe, and I saw the letter. You think I couldn't smell the lemon on it? Pathetic. You'll have to come with me to the police station now. Both of you. Come on, I think you're overreacting. Oh my god, what did you do? Reza, what are you doing? Come on, Reetta, let's get out of here. In the dragon's side, I could see the wound where the bullet had penetrated his hide, a trickle of blood staining his dark scales and the earth beneath. Reza used the opportunity to run off in some direction. I wasn't sure which. I frantically scanned my surroundings for Reza, though he had already vanished into the darkness. What was I supposed to do? Run away as well? Help Maverick? I was just a diplomat and I had no idea what was happening. Suddenly, the dragon whipped around, hitting me in the guts with his thick tail. I was lifted off the ground briefly before I felt the impact of my body hitting the ground hard enough that my vision blurred almost immediately. A deafening roar battered my ears. Was this his cry for help? I could barely move, but I found it better not to try, as to not startle the wounded dragon more than he already was. It certainly would have ended badly for me if he tried anything. I heard him take few unsure steps before he lay down on the ground, panting. I'm still watching you, you know, and you better not move, for your own good. If I have to get up again and come after you in this condition, I can promise you I won't be nice. It took a few minutes of listening to his labored breathing before someone arrived. It was two dragons. The first I recognized as Sebastian, the other one I didn't know. I heard Sebastian and Maverick exchange a few words when the stocky fellow approached me. Oh, hello. You look like a badass, to be honest. Hi, kid. You alright? Feeling a little dizzy. Think I'm alright. Yeah. I'm Bryce, the chief of police in this town. Can you tell me what happened? Not sure. Reza shot Maverick and ran off. Maverick followed us here and tried to apprehend us. Well, Reza shot Maverick. I have no idea what's going on. Is that so? His face was stern and seemingly lost in thought as I overheard Sebastian's conversation.
Yeah, but you're on the flyer duty. We probably won't find him now. Not here in the darkness at any rate.
Well, that's just brilliant.
What do you think, Chief?
Reetta, can you walk? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Sebastian, take Reetta to the apartment, get us some help here from Maverick, and then we'll look for Reza.
Right on. Come on, Reetta, I'll help you up. I still have no idea what's going on. Absolutely no idea. Also, where is my music?
I was still shaken up by the events I just witnessed when I arrived at the apartment. Not knowing anything better to do, I soon fell into a deep slumber. Okay, that is weird. Ah, there's the music. This is so nice. Delightful. The next day, I awoke with many questions lingering in my head. I considered calling someone from the police department to ask about Reza and Maverick, but in the end I decided against doing so, as I was sure they would contact me if they had anything to tell me. I knew it was no use worrying about it for now, so I settled for starting another book. Or not. It didn't take very long though before the doorbell rang. Hello? Did Bryce, the chief of police, take it upon himself to escort me today? Oh, it's you again. Are you surprised? No, but I guess it'll mean bad news. Afraid so. How are you holding up? Better than yesterday, that's for sure. Let's go for a walk then, shall we? Sure. This time I was taking along a different route than yesterday, and I was quite sure there was more to this than just taking a walk. I'll just go ahead and guess you didn't find Reza. Yeah, we hoped he would have come back on his own by now. Do you have any idea where he might be? Maybe he mentioned some sort of place in particular that holds some meaning to him? No, not really. We didn't get a chance to talk much after all yesterday before. And there's that too. I have no idea why Reza would have done anything like that. I had the impression that they weren't very fond of each other, but this... How is he, by the way? Oh, Maverick. Maverick is doing fine, but there's plenty of blame to go around. You're right, they didn't particularly like each other. In his statement, Maverick says he suspected Reza of planning some sort of attack. Do you know anything about that? No. He only told me something was going to happen, not that he was planning on anything. At least, that was the impression I got. He's suspecting you too, by the way, that you both planned this all from the beginning. No, that wouldn't make sense. Actually, none of this makes any sense. Why would we go through all the lengths of our agreement only to jeopardize it by doing something like this? You even already have our PDAs and we don't have much to show for it yet. If we had any nefarious plans, these wouldn't have been a very good idea. You have a good point, I believe you. But from our side, we only have Maverick's words on the whole matter. After all, he was the one who spent the most time with Reza since he arrived here. But even then, he didn't really have any reason to follow you yesterday, and his behavior was completely out of line. I'm just glad you came out fine. He wasn't on mandatory sick leave. If he wasn't on mandatory sick leave, he would be suspended right now. We'll have to wait until this whole thing is over before we decide what to do with him. I can assure you this won't be taken lightly. Maybe they both acted in the heat of the moment. Where I come from, this kind of attack on diplomat could be classified as an act of war punishable by death. I hope so. Maybe. We still got quite a lot on our hands now, though. We have a wounded dragon and a missing human. This could lead to a diplomatic crisis. Maybe Reza will show up soon and we can get all of this business behind us. I hope so too. I really wouldn't want to jeopardize anything over this unfortunate incident. Yeah, how about we both just keep quiet about this whole thing for now? After all, I don't think any of us wants our people panicking about this already, right? I merely nodded in agreement. Hello? Eventually, we arrived at the police station, where the chief took my formal statement in regards of yesterday's events. He asked me about Reza and Maverick too. Not that I knew much of anything that preceded yesterday's events or the mysterious catastrophe Reza had mentioned. Afterwards, he thanked me and left to file my statements while I sat by his table, waiting and listening to the goings-ons of the small provincial town police department. When he returned, he was approached by someone who seemed to have urgent news. A lot of talking between the two ensued that I couldn't make out from my position. This went on for a bit until Price returned to me. Fred, I have more bad news for you. Reza has now officially become a murder suspect. No, what? Murder? We're headed to the crime scene and hoped you'd come with us. Me? A crime scene? I don't really know anything much about forensics. Except I have watched a couple of seasons of CSI, so I'll be fine. It's just that you're the only link to Reza we have. Consider what he said would happen to us. It's in all of our interest that we find him as soon as possible, and if he has anything to do with it, you might be able to find him. Or help us find him. Your cooperation would certainly be appreciated, and it would be a nice gesture to show us that you're trustworthy in the eyes of those who might think otherwise after what happened yesterday. Wink, wink. Will you help us? Yes, of course I will. I suppose I don't really have much choice here, but you're right. We've got to find Reza, and if that's what it takes, then I'll do it. Very well. Let us go then. On our way to the crime scene, he tried to prepare me for what would come. I had studied biology, so I was familiar with the sight of dead animals. Asking myself how similar this would be, I wondered if my reaction would be any different if it wasn't a dragon but a human corpse I would be seeing. When we arrived, we were met by Sebastian, who gave us an overview on the whole situation.
This morning, the victim was found by a delivery flyer for the restaurant. Blood loss from multiple wounds are the likely cause of death. Death forensics was already here, so feel free to poke around.
A few paces in front of us, the unfortunate victim lay on the ground, covered by a sheet that concealed the body, but not the large red stain beneath. We approached while Sebastian went off to deter any curious onlookers. I know it won't be pretty, and I'm sorry for putting you through this, but you know what's at stake here. Just remember what I told you, and you should be fine. Alrighty then? Are you ready? Just do it. Just do it. Hello? But those look like knife wounds. What do you think? Well, he's definitely dead. Are we sure it's a he, though? Yeah, Rest in peace. Let's just say this will be your test, and tell me what you can deduce from what you see. Give it your best shot. Oh, investigation thingies. 2 wings, 2 legs, just like the waitress in the cafe. About as big as a human, lengthwise, if not slightly taller. The wingspan would certainly look impressive at that size. Uh-huh. The wounds are kinda hard to miss. True, but what are they telling you? Inflicted with a sharp implement. Person was unusually large or small person, already dead when he got these wounds. It was a suicide. No, inflicted with the sharp thingy, with a blade. They are clean cuts, like from a knife or another sharp instrument. That is true, but why does this matter? Actually, it doesn't. Dragons don't use knives. It couldn't have been ReettaJ. It could have only been someone with hands. It sounds like it was a suicide. Dragons don't use... Yeah, they don't. There were no knives and forks in the restaurant. Actually, we do. Mostly by those who have the proper hands to use them, but still. Well, it could have been someone with the hands. That's right. Only those of us who walk on 2 legs have the proper dexterity to wield a knife effectively. I know how to speak. Most other dragons would probably just bite instead. Of course, this rules out most of the bigger dragons and flyers. But then, ReettaJ still has his... What was it called again? You mean his gun? Yeah. If it was him, why would he kill someone with a knife rather than just use this gun on him? Makes him look cooler. He lost his gun. He did not want to make any noise. Why are you just trying to tell me this was suicide? No, he didn't want to make any noise. Yeah. After all, he ran away from Maverick trying to hide from the police. Something as loud as a gunshot would have easily given away his position and alerted others in the area. Right. That could be a good reason. By the way, which wound do you think was the lethal one? One on the chest, one on the neck, all that. Not the wings, no. Either chest or neck, I'm gonna go with the neck. Yeah, that's right. If all the blood from it wasn't a giveaway, this is a stab wound. Characterized by a rather small footprint, you can tell it's also the deepest one. Oh. And from the location it's pretty obvious this must have done tremendous damage. What else do you see? Well, there's a lot of blood. Blood spatter suggests that... dragged here? No, he died here, yeah. Else there would have been a trail we could follow. The splatters also suggest this is where they fought. That's true. No, unfortunately that doesn't help with determining who the perpetrator is. Objection! Excuse me? Sorry, I just always wanted to say that. Go on, please. What about the blood on his muzzle? You tell me. Suggests that he fought back. He tried to bite his attacker. It might be the perpetrator's blood. Yes, that is true. I expect the forensics already took a sample of it, so it might actually help us determine who the perpetrator is. I think that's about everything. Okay, investigation over. You know what, kid? I'm impressed. Maybe we should have you around more often.
You did well on your first investigation. Yay!
Hey, Chief. Do you still need the witness here for anything?
Sebastian approached with the dragon who had discovered the body earlier. I recognized her as the Dean, the waitress from cafe. She seemed distraught, which, given the situation, wasn't very surprising. I don't think so. Take her to the department, get her statement written up, and that should be it.
Sure thing. Alright, miss, we're going to have to take you to the department.
Of course.
Well, when she spotted me, however, her composure brightened visibly.
Oh, it's the human!
Well, I am a human.
Well, I'd call you by your name, but you never actually told me it.
It's Reetta. Hello, Adi. Nice to meet you.
What are you even doing here? Do you work for our police now?
I guess so. Looks like it. No, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby.
Oh, you.
By the way, I didn't know you also did deliveries.
I do a little bit of everything, really.
That's nice. I loved my scrambled eggs yesterday.
If you liked it so much, why don't you take our number? We could deliver something to you next time if you don't want to come in.
Thanks. Indeed.
Sorry, I guess we should be going. Bye.
Bye. What do I do now? My question exactly, what do we do now? I suppose we'll head off too, unless... Oh no. What is it? We've got a violent homicide, and of course nobody from the department tells me. I have to find out from a neighbor who wanted to ask me about it. Good thing rumors travel fast, eh? Of course nobody told you. You're on sick leave. Mandatory sick leave, I might add. I'm not here in any official capacity, you see. I'm merely enjoying a creative walk in the fresh air and happened to come across you by accident. What do you want? I don't want anything. No, I just find it interesting that no one tells me about this, but the prime suspect's body can mess with the investigation. I see how it is. I know what you're thinking, but don't jump to conclusions here. I don't need to jump to conclusions. I think the dead body we found says it all. You really have an attitude problem. You know, if you weren't on a sick leave, you'd be suspended right now for attacking ReettaJ yesterday. Do you even have any idea what kind of repercussions this could have on all of us? Me attack ReettaJ. As far as I can see, I'm the only one who's injured here. Besides, I'm so sorry for apparently being the only one who's doing his damn job. Right. Let's just sit idly by while the suspect's on the loose and planning his next move. You know, whatever it was Reza was talking about, he was going to tell me just before you showed up yesterday. I don't need to hear you, of all people, belittling me about this. What's your problem? If anything, I want to find him just as much as you do. Don't compare yourself to me. Your words mean nothing. Enough. You shouldn't even be here, so you better go now and get some rest before I have to take disciplinary action. Fine. But when we find him, he'll see I was right. If I have to prove it myself, so be it. Can he even just do his own investigation like that? Well, as long as it doesn't interfere with us, we can't really stop him from doing things on his own free time. I see. I suspect he won't adhere to the standards of performing an unbiased investigation, though. He has already made up his mind. It's clear to me he won't be looking for facts, just for evidence to support his own view in order to prove it to us or himself. Who knows? He's always been like that, always something to prove. We'll have to be careful. He'll be looking for us soon enough. To be fair, I might be too if I was shot. Let's hope we find Reza before he does. At least that means someone will find him, right? This one? Yeah, and that's exactly why we wouldn't be in the case even if he wasn't on sick leave. But he wouldn't be, yeah. Don't worry, Reza will turn up eventually. I surely hope so. All things considered, I had to admit that it reminded a possibility that Maverick was right. But could the Reza I knew really be a murderer? Well, he did just shoot a dragon right then and there. You know what? If you think of something that might help with the investigation, or if you need anything else, just call me. I will. Well, I think we're done here. Let's go. Bryce led me back to the apartment. I guess there wasn't really much for me to do in the meantime, as I was spared the more arduous part of the investigation. Maybe I should have been glad about this, though. Now I had an afternoon to fill. What should I do? Okay, meet with Remy, meet with Anna, meet with Lauren, with Bryce, order some lunch. Maybe I will order some lunch. I remembered that Adine had told me that the cafe did deliveries as well, and not having anything else better to do, I figured I should try it out. I made my order with a quick phone call, and it wasn't long before the doorbell rang. Bling blong! Well, that was quick. It just so happened that Adine herself stood in the doorway, dripping wet with damp containers in her grip. Oh, 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 you poor thing! It's all raining there.
Oh, it's you again.
I thought we were over this. At least you didn't introduce me to my species anymore. Hey.
Hey, here's your order. Sorry it got a little wet, but it should be still okay.
What happened to you? Did you fall into a river or something? You're soaked. Why don't you come in? Let's go with this.
It's raining pretty heavily outside, that's all.
Okay. Oh, here we go to the dating territory. Well, come on in, Adine. Just dry yourself up a little bit.
Thanks. I was just about to ask you if I could stay for a little while. This was actually my last delivery for the day, and I live on the other side of the town.
Of course. I couldn't let you fly back when it's ugly outside. Feel right at home. I better eat this before it gets cold. I sat down at the table and started eating my food, while Adine decided to take a seat opposite of myself.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's actually quite good.
Do you have something similar where you come from?
We do. As a matter of fact, it's almost scary how close it is to what we have back home.
Really? Maybe we all just share a similar taste.
Maybe. Maybe there's more than that. Maybe I don't care. Maybe.
At least, that's what I think.
So, what do you do when you're working in the restaurant? Do you have a family?
Well, most of the time I take care of my kids.
Oh, how nice. How many children do you have?
They aren't really my children per se. I just take care of them.
You're more of a foster parent then?
Not quite. These are orphan children I'm talking about. I just volunteered to spend some time with them, so I'm really more of a babysitter and teacher all in one. I can't really take them in and care for them 24/7 like a proper parent would. I'd love to, but I work far too much to be a single parent. With the amount of time I spent at the restaurant, I don't think the kids would be any better off. So I just help whenever I can.
No, that's really nice of you.
Thanks. These kids didn't get a very good hand in life. I just thought that if I can make even small difference for them, it'd be worth it.
You are a very sweet person, Nadine. I see. What about hobbies? Do you have any?
Can I ask a question for a change?
Sure. Go on.
Well, I don't really know much about you. Actually, I'm not sure if there is anyone here who does.
What would you like to know?
What did you do before you came here?
Nothing special. Avoid the question by making a bad pun, and that's classified. Nothing special, I guess. I mean, I have my degrees, but this is the first time I did something that was actually related to them. The work I did previously was just to keep afloat.
I know what you mean.
I suppose it's my turn again, so tell me about your hobbies.
The one I enjoy most is probably flying.
Just flying?
Well, not just flying. I do aerobatics or stunt flying. I've been doing that on and off for a couple of years now.
You must be the most overqualified delivery flyer in history then. That's cool, but also pretty useless. Oh, come on! Yeah, that one.
Actually, that might not be so far from the truth. I'm actually hoping to be a part of competition in some time.
So you can do all that, but a little rain is too much. Are you that good? Awesome. Where can I watch?
I suppose that depends on whether you will still be here when it takes place. It's part of a festival we hold in this town every year. Okay, since it's my turn again, well, this might be an unusual question, so... When they said it was a human that would be coming here, I kinda expected something a little different.
That's not really a question.
You know what I mean?
Actually, I don't.
I mean, yeah, you look different from us, but you're not really anything like some of the other things that have been said about your kind.
Well, I could say the same thing about you.
Really?
Yeah, we have plenty of myths about dragons.
Like what?
There are too many to list. Greedy man-eating monsters are noble creatures. Oh, greedy man-eating monsters according to D&D, so that's what we take. And also sometimes associated with evil and the apocalypse.
Well, that's not very nice. Though, to be fair, some of what we have about you isn't very nice either.
Oh, good to know you're on the vicious monsters then.
Oh, we can be vicious if we want to be. We just usually know better.
Well, no matter what you think about humans, I can assure you that I am in no way special or supernatural.
I disagree with that.
Why?
You say that you aren't special, but just by the fact that you're here with us right now is quite special to me and many others. So try to see it the other way around.
You know, you do have a good point.
What were you thinking when you first heard about us?
I thought it was a joke, I wasn't sure, I thought it was awesome. I thought making a discovery like this was just awesome. Many people would love to have the opportunity I had by coming here.
See? It's not so one-sided after all, so don't be surprised if some of us feel the same way.
And it's just not the discovery of you dragons. We found a portal to an entirely different world. We still haven't figured that one out.
Neither have we.
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
By the way, interesting selection of books you have there. Dragonic Desire, Ixamon's Fear. Are these yours?
Nope, they were already here when I moved in.
Have you read any of them?
I did read Sheridan and the Scepter of Sovereignty.
How did you like it?
Entertaining, nothing special. Loved it, wasn't really my kind of thing. It was entertaining, yeah, let's go with that one.
Nothing special is a good way to describe the entire series, actually. Oh, you got Price and Prayer. You should totally read that one.
Think so? Why is that?
It's not just an interesting story, it's based on true events. The author is so right when he says there's a lot we can learn from what happened back then.
Not sure if it's my kind of book. I'll check it out when I have time. Hard for me to yeah, I'll check it out.
Let me know when you do. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say about it. Alright, since you asked about my family earlier, I'm going to do the same thing. Is there a Mr. or Mrs. Retta back home waiting for you?
No, I can't say there is.
How about a potential Mr. or Mrs. then? Are you looking to date anyone?
Maybe not really, yes, no.
I see. Anyone on your radar then? Or someone you think is attractive?
No, there's someone, no.
No one at all? I don't believe you. I think you just don't want to tell me. So, who's the lucky person?
I'm not sure how many questions that was, but I'm sure it's not your turn anymore.
No. Are we still even playing this game?
Well, you started it. Sorry, gotta play by the rules. Yeah?
Oh, go ahead then.
You know, why don't we make this a little more interesting while we're at it?
What do you suggest?
Truth or dare.
What's that?
We continue asking questions, but if one of us doesn't want to answer the question, we have to do something the other person tells us to.
I don't even know what kind of dare I would make you do.
It could be something that would make me uncomfortable, or something you'd like to see me do.
Anything?
Well, keep in mind that revenge might be coming quicker than you think, so don't ask someone for anything you wouldn't do yourself.
Got it. So who's first?
You asked the last few questions, so it's only fair I start.
Alright.
Which part of your body is the most ticklish? What is the most guarded secret? What is the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you? I think these two are way too bold for first meeting, so let's go with the ticklish one.
Probably my sides.
Good to know.
You wouldn't misuse that knowledge, would you?
Of course not.
Since it's my turn now, what is your greatest wish?
World peace, be the very, very best like no one ever was. Be rich. I got to go with this one, come on now.
And that seems to be a very personal wish, Reetta.
Okay, my turn. What would you do if you were invisible for a day? Are you scared of dying? What do you think is your biggest physical flaw? Oh, this invisibility thing is interesting.
Invisible, huh? That's a hard one. I mean, no one would see me flying then, and I do want people to see that.
Well, with this question, it's more about what you would do if you had the opportunity to do something without getting caught, like something mischievous or criminal.
Oh, I know what I would do. I'd check out the building they found with the portal.
What building?
Did you hear about that? They found a whole building along with the portal. It's actually underground, and they have it heavily guarded while a team of archaeologists works on it. I think it might contain many secrets and answers about the portal and where it came from.
Interesting. I think I'd like to check that out as well.
If you knew the world was about to end, what would you do?
Enjoy the life fullest, say my last goodbyes, stay outside and watch it all unfold before my eyes, hide in it, enjoy life. Like if the whole world was going to explode anyway, so.
Going out with a bang, huh?
Yeah. If you could come back with me to my world now, what would you do it? What's your biggest regret? If I asked you to kiss me, would you do it? Nope, we're not going into the kissing territory just yet. Ask about the regrets.
Oh my! Oh, I think it might be time for a dare now.
Alright. Remove your head, here, kiss me, bite into a lemon. Bite into a lemon.
Is that all?
You can find one in the pantry.
Alright. So, I should just take a bite out of this one?
That is your dare.
If you say so.
Honk. She didn't even peel it or anything.
I'm not sure what's so special about that.
You didn't mind at all?
Not a bit.
Huh. I see.
Alright. So, from those you have met here so far, who is the one you fancy most?
I think I'll take a dare for this one.
Now, finally! What am I going to have you do?
Whatever you like.
No, I honestly have no idea.
Take your time.
Alright, let me think for a minute.
Oh, it looks like it's getting late.
Wait, what time is it? Oops, seems like I've been here longer than I thought. I probably should be going now.
Seems like the rain has stopped too.
Yeah, that's great. You know, if you want me to come over again, you don't have to order anything to do it. Here's my private number.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
Bye.
Well, bye. Okay, that was interesting. And more free time. What should I do? I could meet with more people or get some well-deserved rest, but I think I'm going to end this episode of Angels with Scaly Wings right here. So, we have a murder mystery in our hands and the other human is gone. Interesting. So very interesting. And also, this game is so delightful and cute. I really like this. This is, yeah, it's nice to play something kind of like innocent and lighthearted every once in a while. So, I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much for watching this. If you liked it, let me know. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you again next time.